Welcome, everyone. I'm Kathleen Zemansky, and I am here for our last day of our 3 week, I guess it was a challenge to stimulate your business. And what we did over these last 3 weeks was we were looking at person, space, and time to stimulate your business, which in my world is looking at the yin and yang of your business. When you start looking at your business from a very different lens, you're going to start seeing things that you may not have even realized yourself, because we're always in the minutia of just like go 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 go. We got to get this funnel out, we've got to write a email sequence, we've got to call these clients, and got to work on the project. And then we don't really even take a respite to really see what is working and what's not. And that's where I believe bringing in the yin side of really understanding what's in your personal birth chart, what's happening in the feng shui of your space, and looking at favorable timing to really boost your best efforts. So if you're new to me, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And if you are, please let us know where you are viewing from today. And just let us know what's going on in your business. This is a real important first step, is awareness. What is happening with your business? That is something that I think will start opening up your vision to really look at your business from like as you're just looking at it from the outside versus just being in it. That's another way of working on your business and in your business, if you will. So this is the part where you're going to be working on your business, and this is just a really different way of looking at it. So if you have been one of those who have lost their livelihood over the last 17 months because of all of the lockdowns, economic downturns, and this is happening obviously globally, or if you've had lost a good deal of your clientele because of the lockdown. So it's not about just you having either a wonderful year or a challenging year. It's all the other people around you. Let's face it, the world is getting smaller, and these are the people that I want to be talking to. The people that really believe in this connection and the sense of community and building that community and helping each other. You're my perfect target if that is someone that describes you. Someone who has a product or service that serves the world. You're someone I want in my community. So I would love to, in this very last day of this 3 week stimulate your business, I'd like to go over some of the things that we talked about that I think are really, really important to you in your business. We're going to do another drive through with the TimeBlazr. I'd really like to help you look at this upcoming week and how you can really make your best efforts looking at the week ahead. And then I'm going to tell you, if you'd like to deepen your knowledge about what I'm doing and teaching here, then I'll give you an opportunity towards the end to look into how you can continue to do this really important work of working on your business in a very different way. Okay, let's get started. Let me move over to. So, what we talked about in the very first module, it was a 3 week module program, if you will, that talked about person, space, and time. And within this program, what we have discovered is that we can be looking at a number of different things and a number of different ways of looking at your at your space, if you will. So what I'd love for you to start thinking about is how can we really incorporate all of these three models to help you. So one of the first things we talked about was the astrology piece, which, at the beginning we talked about 33% of everything that happens in your life really depends on your astrology. Well, I believe that to be true, but sometimes there's going to be years, and this may be one of them, or even the last few years, that have been a bit challenging. Now, these are outside forces that we didn't have a lot to do with. Now, at this point in time, I believe there is something that we can do. And those are personal choices, obviously, like, getting inoculated, mask, social distancing, making sure that you are healthy before you go out into the communities and things like that. But let's face it, there are a lot of people who have chosen not to, so they are outside forces that are outside of our control. So we really have to start looking at not only, health, but we also have to look at economics. We have to look at what's happening in the markets, what's happening for world trends. That was all about week 1. So if you missed it, we created a playlist for you, and that's on YouTube. And just go to Stimulate Your Business, and you can look at all 3 weeks, which I highly recommend that you do. Now, of course, I have suggested that you download your personal chart and really have a look at what is contributing to some of the factors that are happening in your personal and business life. But I also encouraged you to run the charts of your friends, your family, your staff, your suppliers, anyone that you have contact with, is to find out what's happening with them. Is it something that's just happening on an annual basis, or is it something that, they're just wired the way that they are? Well, that helps you understand and communicate better with them. Okay, that's about the person piece. The second piece is space. That was about the annual Feng Shui, using those wonderful energies that are available in 2021 and avoiding the ones that are not so great. And then the TimeBlazr is about using favorable timing. And we also talked about avoiding the times that can create pitfalls in your life. So these are certain things that I want you to be looking at. So let's just look at, and then, if you take 33, 33, 33, that's 99% of your life. So really, if you start looking at your life in a different way through different optics, then you're going to start seeing things in a very different way as well. You're going to start seeing your blind spots. You're going to start seeing what needs to be improved in your life and how can you energetically boost these things up. So when you know that you have 99% of control, no matter what's happening, you can blame everything that's happening in the world, and play the woe is me. But again, those are not people that I like to work with. I love to work with people who love to take control over their own life, and I believe this is the way that you can do it. Now, do you have to do some things as well? Absolutely. You're going to have to work on your business and marketing plan. You're going to have to improve maybe a skill set. You're going to have to improve your productivity, which I believe the TimeBlazr can help you with, and your time management. I believe wholeheartedly the TimeBlazr can help you with that. You're going to start selecting days and times that there's going to be a 2 or 4 hour time slot, and I'm going to want you to really give it your all so that you can get results. So it's going to help you be more productive. It's almost going to be like having your personal coach in your pocket, so that, or your desktop, or your pocket if you're looking at it on your phone. But it is going to help you be more productive. This is an incredible productivity tool. Project management, it can help you manage your projects by reverse engineering from going from the end in mind and reversing it backwards, and using milestone dates to help you trigger everything that you want to do. All right, so then what we talked about was the animals, and I'm not going to go over what each of those mean, but just looking on the screen, this is really looking at what's available for each and every one of those animals in the year of the metal ox. So the metal ox actually ends in the end of January, beginning of February, when the new year starts, which is going to be a water tiger. But if there's anything that I can tell you about the metal ox, it's messy, it's murky. There's going to be still a lot of corruption that is going to be revealing itself. It's considered still a very cold year, even though we're in the middle of summer, at least in the northern hemisphere. And you're going, "Are you kidding me, woman? It's hotter than Hades here." Well, yes, it may be hot. That has a lot to do with what we're doing to the planet, but astrologically, it's a cold year, if you will. So the ice is starting to melt as we start moving into the following year. But the thing that I would like to point out to you is if you have any one of these animals, and you'll have up to one if you've got all four of the same animals in your chart, highly unlikely. I actually know one person in the 20 plus years that I have been in this business. I know exactly one person that has all four animals across the board of year, month, day, and hour. Everyone else usually has maybe personally, I have four. Most of my clients have four, but you may have a double. But what I want to point out here is just quickly look at the stars, and hopefully you're looking at this on a desktop or at least a laptop, because on the phone, these graphics do get a little bit small. Again, go back and listen to the individual videos to hear what I said about all of these coming from a mid-year perspective, like what do we have to look for? So for example, if you've got a monkey, a rooster, I'm even going to say a rat, and a tiger, ox, yeah, because you've got a little bit of things to be worried about. But if you have these four animals in your chart, boy, oh boy, I want you to run like the wind to get some things done, because some of these animals are going to be changing dramatically well, all of them are going to be changing dramatically in 2022. You do not have the same energetics. That's why I want you to really speed it up. But conversely, if you've got a goat, if you've got a snake, a rabbit, a dragon, and even a pig, these animals don't have the best energetics in 2021, but I still gave you tips on what you needed to do and how you can boost those up by using some companion animals or a three harmony. So, but what I'm trying to say is in 22, excuse me, in the water tiger, those are going to really accelerate in a different vibration. So patience, because everyone, I don't care who you are always going to have some years that are going to be crazy great for you, and then other ones that are so challenging that you just want to throw everything away and just go forget it. It's just too hard. I'm trying to let you know I don't want you to do that. I want you to persevere, because you know what? It's good that we have challenges in our life. It makes us better. Again, I might get some pretty slamming comments on that. And believe me, there is not one person I know, and I don't care who it is, I don't care what famous guru you're listening to, they have challenges in their life as well. They may come on and put on a happy face and say everything is status quo and I'm crushing it. Well, maybe they are, but finances are not the only thing that is happening in one's life. There's health, there's personal relationships, there is family relationships, there's business relationships that maybe you lost a key staff member, or the person that you hired didn't work out the best you had, and then that puts more load onto your plate. But there may be other things that you cannot just base finances on crushing it, because that's just, I think, a very, very false model. So I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be telling you things that when things are not the greatest, these are things you need to be watching out for, because life is messy, and this is a messy year. So this is, believe me, I really hold a lot of credence on this empirical data of thousands of years, that when a certain time frame happens, we know that certain things are going to happen. But we do have control over certain things, such as how we communicate with these animals, how we use the feng shui of our space, and which days and times we choose to trigger our energy. So this is to me the lifeline for when you're having a challenging year. Then this information is even more important. But when you're having a great year, whew, it can just take you off of the charts, instead of being, just, oh, okay, I'm doing, quite a bit of success. It can take you into a different stratosphere. And then you can ride that wave for many years to come by making some right decisions now. All right. So then we talked about the feng shui of a space. This was the floor plan that we used this year. Again, just go back and listen to week 2 when we talked about the feng shui. But really, the key to success here is getting into the positive areas, which are demarcated by the green. But even though some of these are in the green, there are some caution that we do need to take when we are using it. So please, please, please listen to how to properly use those particular areas. And then we do need to watch out for these red zones. And what do we need to do if you happen to be in one of those areas? What do you need to do? And then we talked about the 5 yellow and the 3 killings that, as you can see, traverse those green areas. So do watch out for how those can be affecting you. And then on week 3, we talked about the TimeBlazr. So we're right here. If you're listening to us live, we're at the 30th. And then we're going to be quickly going into, the next month. So I really wanted to talk to you about, this was the month of July was quite challenging. And that is why I did this program specifically at this time of year, because it is exactly halfway midpoint between um, the Chinese year, which is from February to the end of January. So we actually are in the clash month because it is the year of the ox and the clash animal is July. So it probably was challenging for some of you, and that's why I wanted to come and help you as much as I could during this month. So I'm going to just show you the standard version. When we go over to the TimeBlazr portal, I'll show you that live, so it's a little bit easier for you to see it in a dynamic. But this is the foundational piece. This is where the TimeBlazr starts for everyone, and then we build your personal astrology onto that, and so that the calendar immediately becomes a personalized tool for you to successfully and confidently do your launches and do important activities. It's not just about launches, it's also about signing contracts. It's also about, like, if you have a website that you want to launch or a program, product, or service. It's about meeting with important clients. It's about making decisions relating to your personal life as well. But if you're, starting something, let's say you want to start writing a blog or start writing a book, it will help you to really get foundationally planted in the right energetics, right mindset, because you're aligned with the day and time so that you have a better success rate of doing your important endeavors. And then it's also good for getting rid of things that you don't need as well, whether that be a client that really isn't, we have those clients that really just drag us down. They pay the same amount as an amazing client, but all they do is suck your energy dry. The energy vampires of the world. So do you need those anymore? Well, we can help you take out the pruning shears and cut those out of your life as well, in a win-win situation. So everything that I'm doing really is looking at what is called, if you will, um, the art of war. So the art of war is winning the war without fighting the battle. The whole system, whether it be your astrology, feng shui, or TimeBlazr, is all based on that philosophy, that we are really taking the energy, and whether it be the good energy or the challenging energy, and really taking it, harnessing it, and going, okay, I want to use it today, and then just use it on a good day. Or the challenging energy, what we're going to do is we're going to redirect it and put it into our best usage, if you will. So everyone, like I said, is going to have challenging times in their life, but this will take out some of the sting, if you will, of what is happening for all of us. But you have the back knowledge of knowing when to take action and when it would be better to just sit back and let the other ones make the mistakes, and then you come in and have, oh, but here's the solution I have for you. So that's how you use the system. It's an incredible tool that gets me excited literally every day. I can't wait to look at my TimeBlazr every single day to see what opportunities are there for me. Okay, all right. Let's go back to looking at the month view. So as I've said along, this is a foundational piece for everyone. So we have green and white days. So it's a real easy, quick way to go, oh, here's a good day. What are the pockets of time within the day that I could actually be using? There's also names of days. There's 12 different types of days. And within each type of day, there's a certain type of activity that would, if you follow that kind of protocol, if you will, like today's a success day, do something that will bring you success. Tomorrow's a receive day, do something to that, be open to receiving something. So when you look at the energetics of the day and use what they're designed for, you're going to have an incredible success rate of tapping into the energy of the day. All right, let's look at today. So I realize some of you are in different time zones. I'm broadcasting to you from California. And so we are, in this time zone right here of 11, almost noon. And then what we are looking at is, again, the foundational piece. And I'll show you when we're going live what it looks like so that you can see the personalization of both the month view and the day view. All right, so this is a success day. So this, the TimeBlazr technology was written in standard business English, and I'm even going to say standard American business English because there's many forms of English, obviously. And so, but the intention was when you look at anything on this, it would be pretty darn clear what it meant just by looking at a key word. But if you do need to have a little bit more support because English isn't your first language, or you just want a little bit more in depth of what they need, they're in the portal. There is training modules for everyone, even those of you who have the free version. There are training modules there and training guidebooks that will define these terms in more detail for you. But it's a success day. So if you have a rabbit in your chart or a dog, there's a pig or even a goat in your chart, this is a great day for you to connect with. So if you have a rooster in your chart, though, this day may not be as successful. It's a clash day. You still can use it. You definitely can use it, but the results come in a little bit more challenged way, if you will. All right, the positive influence, the negative influences, those are energies that we have to look at over the entire day because those are the prevailing energies of the day. So green light means go, mentors means like a coach or a mentor. See, it kind of means what I'm just saying here, right? Positive outlook, things are looking rosy. Stability means things are going to be stable. Virtue means that, be a little giving, live by your virtues, if you will. Wealth accumulation is about maybe investing in an asset to help you be a better person would be one of the best ways that you can invest your time and money. Or investing in a piece of property or something of value, but something that's going to accumulate over time. So, obviously I'm a lifelong learner and I love investing in myself and my own knowledge, and hopefully you are the same as well. So we do have to look at the negative influences on a day where it's green and full of all these colors. Then we can start seeing that those negative influences are going to diminish a little bit, but if it was a day that is void of color, then the negative influences take a little bit more power and it diminishes the positive. So again, today it's a green day, so we'll go with the good. Okay, the hours are always sequential as well, starting with the rat hour at midnight. And then from there on, we have 2-hour time slots. We finish up with the rat hour in the evening. Those are the only two that are split early and late rat hour, but the rest are 2 hour time slots, and they go in the order in which they show up on the zodiac, if you will. So the rat is the first animal of the zodiac, and then it goes all the way down to the bottom, as I said. The next row are the energies of the hour, and these change on a daily basis. They will never exactly be the same. So what we have to be looking at is, well, that is not true. Everything is a pattern. Everything is a pattern. So 60 years from now, during the metal rat year, excuse me, the metal ox year, but that's not even true either, because that will change because of, you know, it's going to be a different year and a different hour and all of that. So, but there is a pattern to when these will be repeating. So there's a lot that goes into the back end of it. Okay, so what we are looking at are 3 different ways that the hours will show up. Let's start with the dragon hour here, 7 to 8:59 a.m. You can see that it's red and it has a minus, which means it's not good energy. Even if you don't understand what futility means, which basically means no matter what you do, it's just like almost a waste of time. But even if you don't understand, just look up, it's red, number 1, and number 2, it has a minus sign. So that's where we go, okay, kind of want to avoid that hour because it's kind of like a waste of my time. Then we also have the next type that will show up. Let's just look at the snake hour, for example, has quick action and pettiness. And so again, we have mixed energy here. We have pettiness, which means, you know, just petty people, really like nitpicking, like, you know, just like somebody just gnawing at you for nothing, just kind of naggy kind of energy. And then quick action, if there was a positive, if it was all positive in there, I would say, oh, then it's really positive. But since it's only matched with pettiness, I would say you could probably be pretty certain that that's going to show up if you use it for an important activity. Now, yes, you can use this day to day, certainly, to get your important activities done. But what I would say is if you're using it, this is actually a frequently asked question. Oh, I see this, and I'm someone who works on a sales team, and I'm required to make all of my sales calls within a certain time, and I'm given, I don't know, I have to make, you know, 40 sales calls a day. And depending on what your business is, you know, like a sales call for me might take an hour, where, you know, if you're just cold calling somebody, that's a very, very, very different vibration. So, so in that particular case, you are just going to have to watch. Well, there might be somebody petty on the other end of the line, and or a coworker or your supervisor or something like that. You know it's there, so don't get drawn into the drama. Just take the feedback or whatever, and you know, maybe just keep your mouth shut for a while. Find a better time to go, hey, I'd like to talk to you about what just happened, you know, when you came over to my desk or something like that. Find a better time to, you know, make a statement to the person that reached out to you. But for everyone, again, then we go to, you know, this 11 to 3, where we have pure good energy. So again, when you see on a day that's green, you're going to see where I've decided to take, just making it super easy for you, even if you don't understand the terms that's in there, super easy to see, oh, it's a little bit darker color, but it's all plus signs. It's a green day. Probably a really good time to do something important during those times. So that's how you would use the day. Okay. All right. Let me go back here for a second. Don't need to see me twice. Okay. All right. Now let's head on over to the TimeBlazr, because I'd like to show you, not that screen. Hold on. Do I have to This did this to me the other day as well. There it came up. Okay. The tabs were just getting a little sticky there. Sorry about that. Okay, so now we're over in the TimeBlazr portal, and by default, it's going to open up to the current month. And what I said that I was going to do is tell you how I plan out, and I always do this on a Friday. And what I do is the first thing I do is I look back on the week to see what didn't get completed. So there were a few task items that, because we were live streaming all week, there were a couple of things that did get derailed, I would have to say. So I'm going to have to find a way to get them into my calendar. And the reason I like doing them in the morning versus waiting till the end of the day or waiting to look at it on Monday, to me, that's kind of too late in the game. So what I like to do is I like to plan my week out in, earlier in the day on a Friday, because that way I am able to start kind of speeding things up, if you will, to try to get as much as I can done on that Friday, so that I don't really have to plug in too many things into the following week. And I've said this, many, many times. This isn't my idea. I got it from someone. Unfortunately, I can't credit who actually gave me this idea, but I think it's a brilliant one, because when we're trying to manage our time and we are not being realistic about what we are trying to do with our calendar, and our calendar is ruling us instead of us ruling our calendar, that's when you start losing the game. So what I really like to do is I like to look at my goals on a yearly basis. I like to look at them on a quarterly basis, and I like to look at them on a monthly, and then obviously weekly, and then daily. Now my daily is looking at, and it's kind of the same thing. It's like, what do I need to do today? And then around 4:30, I like to really kind of get like, what did I get done today? And then I'm looking at my day ahead. So I don't know if you've ever heard of Mel Robbins. She is someone who I've listened to a couple of her audiobooks and podcasts and things like that. And this is something that I highly encourage you to do as well. I can't tell you the name of the podcast. Could be from the 5 Second Rule, the book, The 5 Second Rule, but I can't promise you. Anyway, her stuff is great. But what I want to say to you is that she got me in the habit, I would say, of declaring an end time to my day, because I used to be the one who would work, because I love my job, I love what I do, I love serving you, I love this work is so interesting to me. I can't even begin to tell you, because each and every case is new that I'm working with. It's like being a detective for me, of putting the pieces together of like what's in their astrology and what can happen. But you know what? Time can just slip away because I'm so immersed in a project. So she suggested having a stop time every single day. So at 4:30, I have it set on my alarm, my phone alarm, for me to. I don't stop working at 4:30. I'm not there yet. One of these days I will, because I start actually pretty early. I start this morning. I had a nice walk in the neighborhood. It's going to be a pretty hot day here, and so I decided, you know what, I'm going to get my day started properly. Remember, during this time that I have been with you, I started on an initiate day that I was going to start doing more consistent self-care. I do a lot of self-care, but consistently I can get a little off track myself. Here I am. I'm being honest with you. Anyone that says that they're perfect on all of this kind of stuff is not being truthful. But I have been getting my, workout clothes ready the night before, so that when I get up, that's one of the first things that I see is oh yeah, I said tomorrow I was going to go for a walk, or the day before I was going to, lift weights. The day before I was going to, do yoga, et cetera, et cetera. So, I started my day out right, and I started it quite early this morning, and then, I went on with my day. And so at 4:30 though, what I want to do is I want to start taking a pulse of where and what I've gotten done in a day's time so that I can either again start speeding up. And then, usually I am finished between 5 and 6, depending on what's going on in any particular day. But again, a part of my healthcare, self care is I'm going to get a healthy meal into my body. I I cook for myself, and I think that that's, to me, that's almost meditation. But I like to get healthy food in me as well. But if I get off like I used to at 8, 9, 10 o'clock, I'm grabbing whatever, which is typically not the right foods. And so that is a part of all of this, you guys. It's not just work, 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 work. You also have to structure things into your life that is going to help keep you healthy. So I went off on a little bit of tangent there, but I think it is super important for you guys to realize that you have to take all pieces into consideration. And so this is a part of my workday, is my self-care. If I am not healthy and well to serve you, what good am I to you, right? Okay. All right. So anyway, now let's look at the TimeBlazr from a perspective of personalization. So as you can see, we're starting to see stars on here. We're starting to see icons on here. And so really what we're looking at is whenever you look at the TimeBlazr, the first thing I want you to do is really look at the full year. Like I said, break it down into what your projects are going to be for the year. And now we're in this month, at the end of the month, but what can I do, in this month? Well, that's at the end of the month, so I only have 2 days left. But I do want to show you the personalization, and then I'll give you a peek at August. Why not? I'll do that for you. Okay, so then we've got, anywhere from 0 to 5 stars. And so this particular, TimeBlazr, because it's programmed to a certain person, they have a 1 star that happened this week, and 1 star at the beginning of the month. So pretty good month for the, oh, here's another destruction day that was not that stable for this person. But they also had quite a few 4 or 5 star days. So this would be when I'm doing my monthly planning. It's like, oh, holy moly, what can I do on this month? Some of the things happened on over the weekends, but if you are someone that does work over the weekend, capitalize on these really great energetics. Then we also have chosen what I felt and my team felt were like sort of the top 10 things that people will do throughout a year. So what they are is, starting or beginning a new job, starting with a new client, a new project, moving, because there is some, I do suggest that, we move our stuff around, if you will. And, that's Feng Shui, is we're moving energy by moving heavy objects. So, this could be, or entirely moving. And there's been a lot of people who have been on the move in the last 2 years. So this is quite relevant on choosing a good day for your energy, because when you move into a new space, you are triggering big time new opportunities, new endeavors coming your way. So choose wisely when we talked about this during the Feng Shui week, was, Feng Shui up. Make sure you're making a better move. What's happening in your life is happening in the Feng Shui of your space that you're living and working in, and what's happening in your chart. So always move up, to make your life better and easier. Launching campaigns. That's something that hopefully you're doing almost once a month at least, as launching something, keeping yourself visible, of relevant products and services to your own community. Um, selling a property or business. This could be also selling your IP, or that type of thing where you've got something to sell. Then we've also got where money comes into you. Then there's also partnerships. That's anywhere from working with your affiliates, your JVs, to long-term partnerships, and that could be personal or professional as well. Signing contracts. If you've got people signing up for your your programs, or you're signing contracts, please, please, please do those on a good day. Sometimes you need to negotiate. You've sent out a proposal and they've countered, because they want to either have more stuff for the same amount of money or that amount of stuff for less money. Well, you get to decide, but choose a time that's going to help you negotiate that a little bit better. Marketing is something we do on an ongoing basis, but there are going to be times, as you can see on this TimeBlazr, wow, when there's that megaphone, like make a big announcement, then really work on that social media post versus the same old, really make a statement when you see, now this person had a ton of opportunities this month, and it's going to change. Every single month it's going to be different for this person as well it is going to be for you. Then we had the no meetings. I really think this is an important icon to see, because especially if you are meeting a very, very top prospect, I would, even if it says, no meetings on that day, you may want to meet with them, but don't make big decisions on that day. There's something that is not stable in the day to you that could come back and cause some problems for you. All right, then let's look at the day very quickly from the personalization. Everything that I said, remember, is in that standard view. What comes over is these two new boxes, which will indicate how many stars are there for you for that day, as well as what icons, and all the icons will come over whether you pre-selected. That was shown on another day on how to pre-select or not. Then we start looking at the time frame. So on this particular day, there's either neutral, which means there's no connection. And when I mean by neutral, it's the animal sign of the hour that will indicate whether or not it's good for you to use that to your advantage or not. Let's see if there's a green. No, these are all green, but either way, then the hierarchy is, one is kind of on the lower end, and a 3-star is on the highest end. So it can be up to 1, 2, or 3 stars depending on the day, depending on what's in your chart. But again, when you're trying to select something for an important activity, if it's just a mundane activity, I don't really care. What I do care about is, why do mundane activities during this very vibrant time? That would be a crying shame, and I really feel bad for people who decided to just run a few errands, and then they sit down at 3 o'clock to try to write out an important email or pick up the phone to call an important prospect, when if they thought a little bit further in advance and looked at the TimeBlazr, it'd be like, I'm going to work for 4 hours and really get as much done as I can. You work in those 4 hours, you're going to get more done than if you would have worked the entire day. So then you can, take off the rest of the day, or kind of finish up that task list that I told you about, so you don't have to move things over to the following week. Okay? All right, so let's just have a real quick peek at the 31st, and then I'm just going to show you a month view of at least half of the view of August. But anyway, here we go. All right, Saturday, the 31st, it is an unfavorable receive day, and it's a Yang Metal Dragon day. So the Yang Metal Dragon is a pretty powerful animal, not great for if you have a dog in your chart, but if you have some of those combo animals, like a rooster, or if you have a monkey or monkey or a rat in your chart, this actually helps boost the energy to connect with you on this day. But it really isn't that vibrant of a day. It really does have too much instability to make it a good day for you to do. We always want you to put an intention of how you're going to be using the day. It is a Saturday. I'm doing some cleanup actually, so it's going to be a good day to do this, and I probably will get the most done between 7 and 11. I may sleep in a little bit tomorrow after having a pretty intense week, but I will be active from 9 to 11 for sure. That's when I'm going to have the most opportunity to get some things off of my plate. And then, it's going to be more of a laid back day, but it is going to be more of like tending to more personal things than it is going to be business on that particular day. But I am going to try to get some business things off of my plate between 9 and 11. Very different day. I don't have to put on makeup. I don't have to, be on camera, that kind of thing. So it's, I can, get to my desk and get things done. And 2 hours, I'd be so happy to get that done, right? Okay, now let's look real quick, because now we're going to be looking at a different month. We're looking at the month of August. And so again, this person is, it's based on their astrology. And this person, again, has some pretty good opportunities, but there's almost not as many green days available. The monkey month, which is the month of August, and that's going to go a little bit into September, around 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th of the month. But basically, the goat month finishes here. It finishes on the 6th. So, you still have this very last week that we have to contend with the clash month of the year, which is the year of the ox in the month of the goat. So we still have to watch out for that. And then for most of you who have gotten the 30-day free trial, basically just go to free 30 time trial. I'm sure Alice has put that in the chat already for me, but it will go to about here. But we are looking at this week, and I did promise you I would tell you how I would look at the week. So it's an open day on Sunday. Let's just have a real quick peek onto what's happening on that day. Again, this is more of a spiritual day for me. But again, we've got these couple of hours. Even if I'm doing a personal task, it would be really nice to get them done between 11 and 2:59, and then just kind of kick back for the rest of the day. Again, at 7, that'll be there. That's another thing I'm sort of I'm not rewarding myself. I'm being true to myself in we do have to take some time off. So this is a good day, and it even says it's a good day to revitalize. But please, 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 for those of you who are working 7 days a week, and believe me, I did it only at the expense of burning out my adrenals, and it really wasn't helping me be the best I can be. So do take some time, even if it's just a little bit, a few hours here and there. Know yourself that you deserve it. Okay? All right. So we've got that. And then we've got a close day on Monday. So this would be like closing some things up. Best time would be between 11 and 12:59 p.m. But it is a day where you kind of want to kind of wrap things up if you can. So what is it on your schedule that you need to kind of close up, shut down, and move on? So it's kind of like letting go and moving on is how you would want to use that day. All right, and then on the 3rd, we've got an established day. So this is establishing something on a good foundation, even though it is not a real favorable day. You know, there's still some times that you can be using, but remember, these are the times that are going to get a little bit influenced because the negatives start taking more potency. But between 9 and 10:59, we have that quick action. If you've been watching me, you've known that the teal box is saying that when only all positive energy is there, even if it's on a day that is void, it's not a green day. What I'm going to show you is there's things that can happen really quickly here. So, you know, do take note of that. So that might be, still establishing some authority can happen between 9 and 11:59 on that day. And then, I already know a lot of what my schedule is going to be. There's a lot of client check-ins. I have a mid-year check-in with my clients, so I have several appointments that are going to be captured because in my schedule that's already blocked out, and there's a lot of writing that I have to do. So those are going to go in to writing projects were started on a good day, so I'm going to just continue them during these other type of hours. And then let's look at the 4th. Wednesday the 4th, it's an avoid remove day. I love remove days, but on an avoid day, just do be a little bit careful. But I certainly will be getting rid of things that I don't need, cleaning up things. I always make use of a good remove day. When it's really good, then things can happen, really wonderfully for you. But nonetheless, removing things to make space for yourself is a really good way to make that happen. And then let me just check something here because I use my TimeBlazr in the paper form, and I just want to so I wrote it over here, and I just want to see if yeah. I'm going to, so basically, I'm even actually going to go back to like get real about what I'm doing exactly on this particular week, because it's important, I think, for you also to know is on so these couple of days were fine, but on this particular day, on the remove day, we actually we've got in beta our TimeBlazr app. And so I'm meeting with the developer, which was started on a good day, but I need to get copy to him um, by this day. So I'm going to be using, these good times throughout the week. And so that was one of the things that did get derailed, I have to say. So I've got to get my screenshot because we want to get it up onto, it's already been approved on the Apple Store. And so that's what we want to do is we want to get it up, actually for you all to use. So I need to get some copy there. Now this is going to be the first draft of it, but anyway, that needs to get done. As well as Alice and that's my assistant, my amazing assistant. We're going to start a kind of a 3-day, not consecutively, but we're going to be starting a 3-day year planning because we're already planning for impactfully for the rest of the year, but all the way through, this time next year. So we're always planning ahead so we can stay ahead of and making sure that we capture all of those great days. And then, so anyway, so that's starting all next week is what I need to, and that's why I need to get everything done this week because next week is pretty packed as well. All right, and then on Thursday we have a really nice day, but unfortunately just real early in the morning. I'm sleeping, but we'll certainly be sending out some some information. But 5 to 7, for sure, I will be working between 5 and 6 anyway on that day to capture this best time. Again, have a lot of writing to do, so this is where this can be. Put into the calendar, into my TimeBlazr, and really make sure things get off to a good start. And then we're back to Friday with a balance day that is going to help us make, our month planning, or excuse me, our weekly planning again, and then getting things done that need to get done. And then this is going to be sort of our part 2 that we've slotted into this 3 to 5 that we're going to be working on our yearly planning. So there's a lot that we do, and we follow the TimeBlazr when we're sending out posts and things like that. So that's how I am using the week, and then I'm going to continue to talk to you about this, so you're going to get a better handle on how you can successfully plan out your week as well. Okay. All right. So now what I would like to do is hold on, let me go back over here. Just have to move the screens a little bit here to get over there. Okay, so what I would like to do is I'd like to share with you a couple of comments that came in. For those of you who did participate, congratulations. But there were a couple who actually did let me know how they were actually doing. So I want to move back over to the PowerPoint. So Eleanor wrote, "Hi Kathleen, quick update on my week. I don't think I'm actually going to be able to launch the course I've been planning." So she was planning on launching a course, which she stated at the beginning of week 3, at the beginning of our 3-week. And the reason being that I just received an offer to launch something else. Yay! And it's a package up and ready to go, and I've been invited to deliver it to a brand new audience. I have to look at the TimeBlazr for some good launch dates next month and get my course ready for then instead. I've also launched a relationship with a new helpful person today whilst sitting in my south sector. So what does that all mean? So 1, she took action. 2, she was flexible to pivot, but I'm sure by remember the south sector, what I said about the south sector was about bringing in helpful people. So by using that south sector, she got immediate results by 1, having somebody approach her about a new product to distribute, as well as another helpful person came in. And she still has this backup of getting her Mastermind, to getting her program, starting it on a different time, which is a great strategy. She's going for kind of this instant relief, because she stated that she wanted to get some money into her bank account as well. So congratulations, Eleanor. That was a really smart, and keep us posted on your class as well. All right, and then the next one was, "Hi Kathleen. Well, you triggered me. My question, I registered my company the 1st of May 2021. It seems to be the month of the horse." It was actually May. May is actually a snake, but that's okay. You're just learning as well. "My personal month is the Yangwood horse." So first of all, if you have a Yangwood horse in your chart, the last couple of years have not been too friendly to you for a couple of reasons. 1, it was a direct clash of what we call top and bottom, heaven and earth, with the Yang metal rat. So the metal chopped the wood, the water, the rat put the fire the horse out. So it could have been challenging, but there could have been some good breakthroughs as well. So that was something that you, and by the way, just so you know, someone very famous shares that Yangwood horse energy with you as well. In the month of birth is Elon Musk. So there you go. So you have some sort of DNA that's very similar to him. And so he's done some pretty great things as well, if you think about it. So whether you like the personality or not, let's face it, he is venturing into new frontiers all across the board, right? Okay, enough about Elon and back to you. All right, in the year of the ox, what my current cycle is. So she's talking about her destiny cycle and the day of birth, which is a yin metal ox. So she also shares the energy of the yin metal ox year. That's a lot of ox energy in this goat month. So it could have been kind of a crazy month for her as well. Is this altogether the right timing? Today I made myself more visible on Google with a new opening to be on the top. Congratulations. Thanks so much, Kathleen. All right. So your personal, so doing something this month was, yes, it was good. Let's hope you did do it on a good day. And that's where you're going to see the results. So you're going to tell me of being more visible on Google what the response was. Now, if you are just starting, obviously, whether it is using Google AdWords or you're using some sort of other Google technology to help boost your visibility, those things take time. Triggering them on the good day and time is a really good idea. So I don't know exactly what's in the rest of your chart, but I just wanted to make one little correction that is the month of May is the snake month, not the horse month. Okay. All right. And then she goes, we are in the last day of our 3-week program. Yes. Thanks for that. And I'd like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. The way of teaching and your enthusiasm to be there for everyone was really inspiring. Thanks so much, Kathleen. Even your assistant was great. We'll keep in contact. So thank you, Antoinette, for that. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you acknowledging my assistant, Alice, because I'm telling you, without her, none of this would have really happened at all, because she is the brains to the back end of keeping the TimeBlazr. She didn't program it, but boy, oh boy, sometimes I think she did, because she knows really all of the back end stuff. So if you ever get in a little bit of a fix, Alice is the fixer. So, okay, so now what I would like you to do, if you can just go over to your browser, just put in bit.ly/midyear TimeBlazr, and then I'm going to hop on over there myself so that you can see what we're doing over there. So let me move on over to Chrome. All right, so maybe you don't need to see my face there. All right, so basically what we're doing here is this is where you're going to click in, and what we're offering over here, I'd like to just take you down to what's in the program. So basically, it's a 6-month personalized program. So we're going to be starting immediately, if you will. And just for 6 months of the software, it's 208 value. You'll get the personalized year. You'll get the personalized month, daily, and hour views. What do you use it for? To launch campaigns and submit proposals, negotiations, sign contracts. It's really good to set up all of your important meetings. Then there were those filters that I showed you about, which you can look for your wealth days and your creation days, and then also like when would be a good time for you to go to the doctor, for example. Then we're going to be doing, which I'm very excited for. Actually, I do want to be on because I want you to see how excited I am for everything that we've created for this program. So basically, what we're doing are they're going to be live stream, but don't worry if you can't be there live, because we will always have them up in the portal for you so that you can watch them more than once if you need to. But basically what we're going to be starting out with is we're going to get those 2 compass dials on your floor plan. correctly. And so Alice is actually going to be driving that day because we're going to be using a program called Canva. So we just get the free version. So you may want to download that already. You're going to put your floor plans digitally into the program. She'll show you how to do that and get those overlaid onto your plans. This is so important, you guys, because if you take out one peg of the foundational piece, you're losing what? Remember, 33%. We want you to have 99% control over what's happening in your life. Then we're going to go through, navigating and how you're using. We're going to be setting your goals. There's a goal setting workshop that we're going to be doing. I'm going to take a deeper dive. It's about 8 modules is what we're doing. We're going to take a deeper dive into your astrology and how to really unlock some of those hidden potentials that you may not know about exactly yet. So I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to talk to you about doing feng shui enhancements for your space so that you can really start doing the acupuncture for your space to get it more vibrant for you. And then what we're going to be doing from here on out, we're going to be doing 5 more masterminds. So this is basically getting your monthly planning. We're going to be doing the big goal setting at the very, very beginning so you can successfully finish out this year. Then we're going to be doing monthly planning. And then I give you my monthly, what are my favorite days to use, which days you should avoid. So remember, I said it's not only using the good days, it's also avoiding the pitfalls of the challenging ones. So we're going to be talking about that. Then I'll be giving you feng shui activations, and I'll show you how to do those on that first week training that we're going to be doing together. And then here's a couple of bonuses that I'm very excited to deliver to you. One, you'll get a copy of my Success Secrets for 2021 Metal Ox. Again, we've got 6 months left in the year, and there's a lot of information that is packed in this book that I wasn't able to cover in this free training, especially the part about the universal gateway. So I'm also doing I also have a meditation for you to untap this really impactful part of, and we're actually going to be doing this while we're doing the goal setting so that you can already start unlocking your potential. I'm very, very excited about that piece for you. And then coming soon, we might actually be able to give you some early access to this right away, but it is in beta version. To get the TimeBlazr app, and so you will have everything that's in the web version, if you will be in an app form. So if you will have it on the go. It is amazing that you would be able to schedule your appointments while you're out and about and not have to worry about, oh, I have to have my laptop with me or my desktop to actually get this done. Of course, unless you print it out, which again, I do. I love to be, again, I'm tactile, I'm visual, and that's very much the reason why it's designed the way it is. It was originally, if you know my story, it was originally downloaded for me to use, and then I saw the universe using it, and so you'll be part of that ecosystem, and also helping refine it and make it better. So there you go. And then, so basically what we have are 2 packages. The package is the same, and we're going to be starting this on, I believe it's like the second week in August the 9th, because I want you to get your floor plans ready and all of that. So you have 2 options for this particular program. The total value of what I just described to you is $5,648 with all of the perks and bonuses. And then what you can do is you can do either a full pay, which is $590, but I do realize that some of you are in a position where you can only invest on a monthly basis, and so there will be 5 monthly payments of $147. So that's what we have for the program, and you know, Alice and I have, you know, seriously put in an incredible amount of work, time, and effort to make sure that, you know, all of the things that are in this program are really useful to you. And so this is a program that we absolutely believe and know will help each and every one of you, no matter where you're at in your business. But this is something that I really believe can help so many of you that right now are, you know, potentially struggling or looking at, you know, starting a side gig. And there's a number of different things that I'd love to share with you along the way. So each and every month, just remember that we would have a monthly mastermind. It is live, but we will also always have the replay that if you want to repeat the information and or you know, just listen to it on your own time at your own convenience, that option is there for you as well. But I also want you to understand that when we're live, you get to ask questions. So I do encourage you to be on the live if you can. But if you can't, we also have another way for you to reach out, or if you need some more support. Once a week, we actually have what's called tech hours. Now, this isn't about us choosing dates for you and all of that. This really is about you understanding the system better. So we're going to do everything we can to make this like second nature for you, that you will be checking your TimeBlazr, checking your astrology, and checking to make sure that you're positioned properly in your space. But then you need to make sure that everything's really working well for your business. So that's really the purpose of how we're going to try to get everything done. So anyway, this is what we have for you today. So let me see. It looks like I have a couple of comments here. I'll just leave that that URL up on the board. So greetings, Elizabeth. Thank you for tapping in today. The TimeBlazr. If we purchase now, does it include the remainder of the year only? Am I better off purchasing it for next year? No, I would say, well, yes and no. It is, you get the purchase and you get it for the remainder of the year. Are you better off purchasing it next year? And here's my true answer to that. All right, I'm going to go back to kind of ancient history, my own history, when I first got involved with Chinese metaphysics, with Feng Shui and astrology and timing and all of that. So I I just moved back, and it was 1999, I believe, 1999. I moved back from Italy, and I was there for 15 years. I was in a relationship that I thought was going to last forever, and all of a sudden it didn't. So I was actually quite shocked, devastated, etc. And I moved back to a property that we jointly owned in Maryland, on the eastern shore of Maryland. Lovely place. But you know what? When that relationship ended, there was a lot of other things that I knew that I wanted to do as well. So check this out, you guys. I was actually gonna go. I was gonna return to school and get a degree in journalism. That's what I had intended to do. So what I did, though, to get my life back on track, I decided I was going to hire a Feng Shui consultant, because I thought, you know, what the heck? You know, the story's much longer than that, but I'm giving you the Reader's Digest version, the shortened version of it, if that can be possible with me. All right, so basically, she came over, and then immediately, my life started to just trigger up in a way that I just was like shocked. It was like, are you kidding me? I'm just moving my stuff around and figuring out what's in my astrology and all of that kind of stuff. And very quickly, like within 3 months, I decided that I was going to move. And I wasn't sure really where I was going to move, but I knew I was going to move from the Eastern Shore, and I ended up in California. Another story, another time. But I ended up in California. And I'm still, and I'm deciding on schools, if you will. So I got accepted to Georgetown University. I got accepted to USF in San Francisco, and that's where I decided to go. I just wanted a complete new change. Didn't know one person here, and so the bottom line of what I'm trying to tell you, Elizabeth, or anyone else that's trying to decide, is this: if I decided to wait for my life to start, I don't know where I would be today. Let me repeat that. If I decided to wait for my life to live my life, I don't know where my life would be today. But taking that action triggered the energy. We life goes by so quickly, you guys. So quickly. I'm just going to tell you, I am 65 years old and it goes by like that. So if we continue to wait for one day, you're going to be 60, 70, 80. You might be in your 20s right now. Do not wait to live your life. Live each day to the fullest. I believe what I'm offering is helping you live your life to the fullest. It worked for me. I never intended to be a Feng Shui master. I started out as a consultant and I got myself to mastery. I never thought, when I was a little girl, that I was going to grow up and be have a piece of software, the TimeBlazr or my astrology software. Never crossed my mind. I thought that I would have, a very different life when I was a younger woman. Even when in 1999, I never intended to do what I'm doing, but I got so immersed in seeing what energy could do to help me. I was committed to help other people, and that's why I'm here for you today, because I know this works. I know it on a cellular level. So anyway, that was a long-winded way to answer your question, Elizabeth, but that's from my heart exactly what I feel about this program. Do not wait. Okay, and then Elizabeth says, this is an incredible offer. Thank you, Kathleen and Alice, and love that. Thank you for sharing. So maybe that was just what I was just saying right now. But anyway, we do thank you very, very much from the bottom of our hearts for tuning in these last 3 weeks with us. We enjoyed it tremendously, and we hope to see you on the other side. We hope to work with you. Please, again, like, share, and comment on these videos. Our shopping cart is now open, so just go to bit.ly/mid-year TimeBlazr. Just copy and paste that right from the screen if you can. It's not a hyperlink, but just go ahead and put that URL, and we'll send out an email just in case you missed that. I'm sure Alice, again, thank you, Alice, for all of your support here this week. And we thank you. We thank you for being a part of our community. We appreciate you, and we wish you the very best, and we hope to work with you moving forward. So we love you. Take care. Bye-bye.